In the town of Enugu, there lived a woman so beautiful that men traveled from distant villages just to see her. Her name was Adanna. Her skin glowed like honey in the sun. Her smile could light up the darkest room. Her eyes held a warmth that made everyone feel special. Men proposed to her every week. Rich men, poor men, young men, old men. They all wanted to marry Adanna. But she said no to every single one of them. People whispered, "Why doesn't she want to get married? Is she waiting for a king? What is wrong with her?" But Adanna had a secret. A secret so dark, so shameful, that she couldn't tell anyone. Except her two best friends, Ngozi and Chidera. She trusted them with her life. And that trust would nearly destroy her. Adanna's secret was simple but devastating. She had an uncontrollable fire inside her. A burning desire that never went away. No matter how hard she tried. Since she was 16 years old, Adanna had struggled with something she couldn't explain. A restlessness in her body. A need that consumed her every single day. She didn't want to feel this way. She prayed about it. She cried about it. She begged God to take it away. But nothing changed. By the time she turned 25, Adanna had been with more men than she could count. Not because she was promiscuous. Not because she enjoyed it. But because she had to. The fire inside her was too strong. It controlled her. It ruled her life. She would wake up in the morning feeling normal. But by afternoon, the burning would start. Her body would ache. Her mind would race. And she would find herself seeking out men. Sometimes one. Sometimes more. She hated herself for it. She scrubbed her skin raw in the shower, trying to wash away the shame. She avoided mirrors because she couldn't stand to look at herself. But the fire never stopped. Adanna's parents had no idea what was happening. They only saw their beautiful daughter rejecting proposal after proposal. "Adanna, you're getting older," her mother would say. "When will you settle down? There are so many good men asking for your hand," her father would add. "Why do you keep saying no?" But how could she tell them the truth? How could she explain that one man would never be enough? How could she say that she needed multiple men every single day just to survive? So she lied. "I'm not ready yet, Mama. I haven't found the right person, Papa." And they believed her. But the weight of the secret was crushing her. The only people who knew were Ngozi and Chidera. Her best friends since childhood. They had grown up together. Played together. Shared everything together. When Adanna first told them about her problem at 17, they didn't judge her. They held her while she cried. They promised to keep her secret. And for years, they did. But secrets have a way of poisoning even the strongest friendships. One evening, Adanna was walking home from the market when she bumped into someone. Her bags fell to the ground. "Oh, I'm so sorry," a gentle voice said. Adanna looked up and saw the most handsome man she had ever seen. His name was Emeka. He had kind eyes and a warm smile. He helped her pick up her bags and offered to walk her home. Something about Emeka felt different. For the first time in years, Adanna felt her heart race for a reason other than the fire. She felt hope. Over the next few weeks, Emeka and Adanna spent more time together. He was a gentleman. He made her laugh. He listened when she talked. He treated her like she was precious. And slowly, Adanna began to fall in love. Real love. Not the desperate, shameful encounters she was used to. But genuine, beautiful love. She thought maybe, just maybe, this was the answer. Maybe loving Emeka would cure her. Maybe the fire would finally go away. But it didn't. Even as she fell deeper in love with Emeka, the burning continued. She tried to ignore it. She tried to resist. But her body betrayed her. She would meet Emeka in the evening, holding his hand and smiling. Then she would sneak away in the afternoon to be with other men. The guilt ate her alive. She wanted to be faithful. She wanted to be the woman Emeka deserved. But the fire was stronger than her willpower. One evening, Emeka took Adanna to their favorite spot by the river. The sun was setting. The sky was painted orange and pink. He got down on one knee. "Adanna," he said, his voice shaking with emotion. "You are the most beautiful person I've ever known. Will you marry me?" Adanna's eyes filled with tears. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I marry you." They embraced. And for that moment, Adanna felt pure joy. She couldn't wait to tell Ngozi and Chidera. The next day, the three friends met at their usual spot. A small cafe in the market. Adanna showed them the ring. It sparkled in the sunlight. "I'm getting married," she said, beaming. Ngozi screamed with excitement and hugged her. "Adanna, this is amazing. I'm so happy for you." But Chidera's smile didn't reach her eyes. She congratulated Adanna. She laughed. She drank with them. But inside, something dark was growing. Chidera had always lived in Adanna's shadow. While Adanna was beautiful, Chidera was considered plain. While men lined up to propose to Adanna, no one even looked at Chidera. While Adanna effortlessly attracted love, Chidera struggled to get a single date. And now, Adanna, who carried such a shameful secret, was getting married to a wonderful man. While Chidera, who had done nothing wrong, had nothing. It wasn't fair. The jealousy burned in Chidera's chest like acid. She tried to push it away. She tried to be happy for her friend. But the bitterness won. And slowly, a dark plan began to form in her mind. The wedding day arrived. The venue was beautiful. White flowers everywhere. Soft music playing. Family and friends filled the seats. Adanna stood in the bridal room, looking at herself in the mirror. She wore a white gown that made her look like a dream. Ngozi stood beside her, fixing her veil. "You look perfect," Ngozi whispered. Adanna smiled, but her heart was heavy. She had managed to control herself for the past 3 weeks. No other man. Just Emeka. She thought maybe she was finally healing. Maybe love really was the cure. The ceremony began. Emeka stood at the altar, looking handsome in his suit. His eyes lit up when he saw Adanna walking down the aisle. She looked like an angel. Everything was perfect. Until it wasn't. Just as the pastor asked, "Does anyone object to this union?" The large screen behind the altar flickered. Everyone turned to look. And then it started playing. A video. Not a sweet montage of Adanna and Emeka's journey. But something else. Something horrifying. It was Adanna. With different men. In compromising positions. The audio filled the hall. Gasps echoed through the room. Adanna's face went pale. Her legs buckled. Emeka stood frozen, staring at the screen. His face turned from confusion to shock to devastation. "Emeka," Adanna whispered, reaching for him. "Please, let me explain." But he stepped back. His eyes filled with tears. Without a word, he turned and walked out of the hall. "Emeka!" Adanna screamed, running after him. But he didn't stop. He got into his car and drove away. Leaving Adanna standing in the parking lot in her wedding dress. Broken. Humiliated. Destroyed. Ngozi rushed to her side and helped her into a car. Adanna sobbed the entire way home. Her parents were devastated. Her family was in shock. The whisper spread through the town like wildfire. "Did you see what she did? I knew she was too beautiful to be pure. No wonder she never got married." Adanna locked herself in her room for days. She didn't eat. She barely slept. She just cried. The shame was unbearable. But the worst part, she had no idea who had done this. Who had recorded her? Who had exposed her on her wedding day? It was Chidera. Chidera had secretly recorded Adanna weeks earlier. She had followed her. Watched her. captured everything. And on the wedding day, she slipped a USB drive to the tech person running the screen. Told him it was a surprise video from the bride. And then she sat in the audience and watched Adanna's world burn. In the days that followed, Chidera pretended to comfort Adanna. She came to her house with food. She sat with her while she cried. She even badmouthed Emeka. He didn't deserve you anyway, Chidera said. If he truly loved you, he would have stayed. But inside, Chidera felt victorious. And then she made her next move. She reached out to Emeka. Sent him messages. I'm so sorry about what happened. Adanna is going through a lot. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Emeka, heartbroken and confused, responded. They started talking. Chidera was careful. She didn't rush. She played the supportive friend. The understanding confidant. She thought if she could destroy Adanna's relationship, she could have Emeka for herself. But Emeka wasn't interested. Every time Chidera tried to get closer, he pulled away. He didn't want Adanna's friend. He didn't want anyone. He was too hurt. Meanwhile, Adanna was finally getting help. She found a doctor who specialized in hypersexuality disorder. Through therapy and medication, she began to understand her condition. It wasn't her fault. It was a medical issue. A hormonal imbalance that could be treated. For the first time in her life, Adanna felt hope. Real hope. She wasn't broken. She wasn't cursed. She was sick. And she could heal. Months passed. Adanna continued her treatment. The fire inside her began to cool. She could finally think clearly. She could finally breathe. And one day, a letter arrived. It was from Emeka. Her hands shook as she opened it. Adanna, I've had time to think. What happened at the wedding hurt me deeply. But I've realized something. You weren't unfaithful by choice. You were struggling with something you couldn't control. I was angry because I didn't understand. But now I do. If you're willing, I'd like to talk. Here's my number. Adanna's tears fell onto the paper. She called him immediately. They talked for hours. Emeka apologized for leaving. Adanna apologized for not telling him sooner. They decided to start over. Slowly. With honesty this time. Emeka supported Adanna through her treatment. He learned about her condition. He stood by her side. And their love grew stronger. 1 year later, they got married. A small, private ceremony. Just close family and friends. Ngozi was the maid of honor. Chidera wasn't invited. Because by then, Adanna knew the truth. Chidera had confessed. The guilt had eaten her alive. She came to Adanna's house one evening, crying. I did it, she sobbed. I played the video. I was jealous. I wanted what you had. I'm so sorry. Adanna stared at her for a long time. Then she spoke quietly. I forgive you, Chidera. But our friendship is over. Chidera left. And Adanna never saw her again. Emeka and Adanna's wedding was beautiful. Simple but filled with love. They exchanged vows. They promised to be honest. They promised to support each other. And they built a life together. A happy life. A healing life. Secrets, no matter how well hidden, always find a way to surface. The longer you bury them, the more damage they cause when they come out. Adanna's secret almost destroyed her. But when she finally faced it, when she sought help and told the truth, she found freedom. Medical conditions are not moral failures. What Adanna struggled with wasn't a sin. It was a disorder. And like any illness, it needed treatment, not judgment. Be careful who you call a friend. Not everyone who smiles with you is happy for you. Chidera was jealous for years. She hid it behind smiles and hugs. But envy poisoned her heart until she destroyed what she claimed to love. True love sees beyond the surface. Emeka could have walked away forever. But he chose to understand. He chose to learn. He chose to love Adanna through her healing. That is the kind of love worth waiting for. Healing is possible. No matter how dark your struggle, no matter how long you've been trapped, there is always hope. Adanna thought she would carry her burden forever. But she found help. She found healing. She found peace. And so can you? If this story touched your heart, if it taught you something, please subscribe and turn on notifications. There are more stories coming that will challenge you, inspire you, and remind you that healing is always possible. Before you get married, before you make any major life decision, face your truth. Seek help if you need it. Be honest with yourself and the people you love. Because secrets always come out. And it's better to face them on your terms than to have them exposed at the worst possible moment.
My name is Joseph, and I share African stories and folktales that carry deep lessons. If you enjoyed this story, please click the subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay wise. Bye-bye.